Hello everyone, welcome to Power Electronics. In this video, I am going to discuss the principle of operation of a single phase half bridge inverter with resistive load. Let us start with it. Here you are looking at the circuit diagram for a single phase half bridge inverter with a resistive load. It should be noted that the inverter circuit consists of two choppers in the form of Q1 and Q2 and two diodes. However, the diodes does not play any role in the principal operation when the type of the load is resistive in nature. They are only used when the type of the load is inductive. The transistors are operated in such a way that only one transistor will be in the on state at any point in time. Further, if T0 is the period of operation of the transistor switches, then each transistor is turned on only for a duration of T0 by 2. Now, coming to the operation, when only transistor Q1 is turned on for the first T0 by 2 time duration, the instantaneous voltage across the load will be equal to plus Vs by 2. How is it so? This is because the right side edge of the load is connected to the positive terminal of the upper supply through Q1. The left side edge of the load is connected to the negative terminal of the upper supply through the ground terminal. So, we will call this convention to be the positive output load voltage. And since the current always flows from the positive terminal of the supply, the current direction when Q1 is turned on is in clockwise direction. That is, the load current is now moving from point A towards ground. Also, since the type of the load here is purely resistive in nature, the value of the load current I0 is going to be equal to Vs by 2R. So, the output voltage as well as the output current when the transistor Q1 is turned on are both positive. On the other hand, if transistor Q2 only is turned on for the next T0 by 2 time duration, the load is connected to the bottom source and the load voltage is equal to minus Vs by 2. How is it so? Because now the right side edge of the load is connected to the negative terminal of the bottom supply and the left side is connected to the positive terminal of the bottom supply. By convention, this is exactly opposite to what the voltage was or the connection of the load with respect to the supply was when transistor Q1 was on. Therefore, we say the output voltage when transistor Q2 is turned on is equal to minus Vs by 2. Further, since the current always flows from the positive terminal of the supply, the load current is now moving from left to right, and therefore, the direction of the load current is now opposite to what was the direction when transistor Q1 was on. So, in simple words, when transistor Q2 is on, both the output load voltage as well as the output load current are negative. It should be noted that the output voltage is now varying between plus Vs by 2 and minus Vs by 2 every T0 by 2 seconds. Also, since the type of the load is purely resistive in nature, the load voltage and load current are in phase with each other. Let us now move on to look at the waveforms. Here we have shown three waveforms. The first one is for the load voltage, then we have the current for transistor Q1, and then we have the current for transistor Q2. Now, when the transistor Q1 is turned on for the first duration of 0 to T0 by 2, the output voltage is equals to plus Vs by 2. You can see the current across the transistor is positive and is equals to Vs by 2R. This is the transistor current, not the load current, and it should be noted. Now, for the duration T0 by 2 to capital T0 is the duration where transistor Q2 is turned on and the output load voltage for this duration equals to minus Vs by 2. So, for one full cycle, that is between 0 to T0, we have the output voltage varying between plus Vs by 2 to minus Vs by 2. And since this process is going to be repeated for a long time, we can say a frequency is now associated with the output voltage, and that's why we say it is AC. To obtain the value or to obtain the waveform for the output load current, all you need to do is to simply subtract I2 from I1. That is, the load current I0, what is being shown in the circuit here, is equal to I1 minus of I2. That will produce the waveform for the load current. Now, let us try to derive an expression for the RMS output voltage for this particular circuit. So I start by writing the RMS output voltage as V naught, and this is equals to, let us start with the period, which is 1 by T naught, and since the output voltage is exactly the same, in the sense when I square it, it is going to be the same. So between 0 to T naught by 2, it is Vs by 2, and between T naught by 2 to capital T naught, it is minus Vs by 2. But since whenever I am trying to compute RMS, it is always going to be squared, the sign does not matter. So that is why what I have done is I have taken the value of 2 by T naught, integral limit 0 to T naught by 2. The value that is being integrated is output, and output is equals to Vs by 2, square the same dt. Then put the whole thing under the square root. So we will finally get the root, the mean value, and squaring the quantity that is being integrated. So here let me just square this. So I will get Vs squared by 4, and this is constant. So I am going to take the Vs squared by 4 to the constant side. So I will get 2 by T naught into Vs squared by 4. So here we are going to simplify this part to get Vs squared divided by 2 into T naught. T naught, this is supposed to be T naught, and then the integral limits as it is. I will take this constant term outside the square root. So this will be Vs by root of 2 T naught. Then the limits are only, or the integration is only applied to dt. So the integration of dt is going to be t, the limits are 0 to T naught by 2. When I apply the limits, it will be T naught by 2 minus 0, which is equal to T naught by 2. So what we will get is Vs divided by square root of 2 T naught multiplied by square root of T naught by 2. So the square root of T naught in both the numerator and denominator get cancelled, and what remains is 2, because it is a multiplication of root 2 and root 2. So the final value for the RMS output voltage for a single phase half wave inverter with resistive load is equal to Vs by 2, where Vs is a supply voltage. Further, the instantaneous output voltage can be expressed in a Fourier series as V naught equals to summation n varying from the odd values. Only odd values are taken here. So 1, 3, 5, etc. till infinity. Then we have 2 Vs by n pi into sin n omega t. This is the equation for the instantaneous output voltage expressed in the Fourier series format. When I apply the value of n equals to 1 in the equation for instantaneous output voltage, I will obtain the RMS value of the fundamental component of the output voltage as capital V1 equals 2 Vs divided by root 2 into pi, which is simplified to obtain 0.45 into Vs. So this is the fundamental component of the output voltage. So that is the discussion on the principle of working of a single phase half wave inverter with a resistive load. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.